welcome back to Lavender Coco Kitchen. Well, as people have been spending more time at home lately, I've seen flour, sugar and packet cake mixes disappear from the supermarket shelves. So I guess that means more people are baking, which is really great. But instead of just going for the convenience of a packet mix, why not try making your own from scratch? Because it really is just as easy, and you can control whatever ingredients you put in it. So obviously you can make it a lot healthier, and of course it will still taste delicious. And it's also good to do these things with your children, because then they will start to think a bit more about what they're eating and like alternatives to processed foods as well. So I've already got quite a lot of really delicious cake recipes on my YouTube already. So you could check those out to find your favourite flavours. And today I'm going to show you how to do a lemon drizzle cake, which is a really moist, delicious lemony cake. And of course, one of the main ingredients is lemons. And lemons help to fight infections and also inflammation, and they also help digestion as well. So they're a great healthy ingredient. And I'm also going to add in a bit of turmeric and ginger, because they also help to fight infections. So I'm going to make almond meal. You can actually buy almond meal already if you don't have a blender, but if you do, it's good to make your own from whole almonds. So I'll just put in you need about 1.5 cups. Right, so just blend them until they're fairly fine. So that's fairly fine now. So I'm just going to add a cup of wholemeal spelt flour. I'm using this to replace normal refined flour. It's a bit more nutritious, as of course almond meal is. So just to add that, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of bicarb soda. Now I'm going to also add ginger powder. So 1/2 teaspoon of ginger powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric. And that also gives a yellowy colour as well. So you can either mix that in a bowl or just mix it in the blender again. Right, so now we're going to add the lemon. So what we need is about 1/3 cup of lemon juice and 2 tablespoons of zest, which equals about 1 medium lemon. So just grate the zest off first. I want some juice, so just roll it on the bench. It helps it release a bit more juice. Depending how juicy the lemons are, you may need another lemon to make up 1/3 cup. 1/3 cup of the lemon juice. And you can also, if you just take out the seeds, you can just put some of the pulp in as well, so it doesn't go to waste, because there's a lot of good lemon flavour and lemon goodness in the pulp there. Now I'm going to put in some maple syrup. Rather than using refined white sugar, maple syrup is a bit more nutritious. So I'll just put in 1/2 cup of that. And then we'll put olive oil instead of using any butter. So olive oil is a nice healthy oil. So you'll need 1/4 cup. And then a teaspoon of vanilla. Lastly, 1 1/4 cups of unsweetened almond milk. finally, just take the dry ingredients and mix them into the wet ingredients. So now you have quite a runny mixture with bubbles on the top. Okay, so it's got a loaf tin lined with baking paper, or if you don't have a loaf tin, just use another cake tin of a similar size. So just put that in there. So just cook that at 180 degrees for about 50 minutes. So you can test it with a knife or a skewer at the end to see if it comes out clean. Make sure you preheat the oven first so it's nice and hot when you put the cake in. Alright, so while the cake's cooking, we have to make a syrup which we're going to drizzle on top as soon as the cake comes out of the oven. So we need some more lemon, so about another tablespoon of lemon zest. Okay, so now we need a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, which depending on how juicy the lemons are, equals about 1 small lemon. So I'll just squeeze that. Finally, I have a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. I'll put that with the zest. And again, you can just add the pulp without the seeds. So just for a bit of syrupy sweetness, a bit more maple syrup, about 2 tablespoons. And finally, some fresh ginger. I'm just going to grate about 1 teaspoon of fresh ginger. This just gives it a little more kick, but it doesn't really take over the flavour at all. You still mostly have the lemon flavour. Obviously ginger, like lemons, also helps to fight infection. So once that's in, it's just a matter of mixing it up so it's well combined. So now just set that aside until the cake comes out of the oven. Well, it's been cooking for about 15 minutes and I just took it out of the oven and it's done. I just stuck a knife in and it's come out fairly clean. So what you do now, just take the syrup and just pour it over the top. Alright, now just leave it to cool until it's quite cool before you serve it. So our delicious lemon drizzle cake is ready to eat, and of course it's great on its own, or if you want to make a dessert out of it, just whip some coconut cream and serve that alongside the cake with a bit of extra lemon rind. It'll make a really delicious and healthy dessert. And if you want to know about whipping coconut cream, I do have a video for that as well. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.